Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Chemical Guys Detail Garage. Today's topic is engine bays. Today we're going to be showing you guys everything that you guys need to know to clean, shine, and protect your engine bay. Alright guys, so first things first, if you guys take a look at this engine bay, this thing is absolutely dirty. It has all kinds of dirt, grease, and grime all over it that we want to go ahead and clean up. But before we do so, we want to make sure to cover up any kind of sensitive components such as the battery. So right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of our soft microfiber towels, and we're going to go ahead and lay that over the battery itself. That way we don't get it wet and cause any kind of electrical issues. Now keep in mind, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like we're gonna be drenching it with water or anything like that. We just wanna make sure that to a certain extent, it will be protected and covered by the microfiber towel. That way we're not dousing it with water. Another key thing about this cleaning process is that we're using a pressure washer. So as opposed to a garden hose, which spits out a ton of water, we're gonna be using more and relying more on the pressure and the gallons per minute of the pressure washer to do the work for us. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pre-rinse the area, and that's gonna help knock off a lot of this loose dirt and debris. And then once we do that, we're gonna come back with our cleaner and our brushes to go ahead and deep clean the surface. Alright guys, so now that we've pre-rinsed the surface from all the kind of loose dirt and debris, now we're going to go ahead and start agitating with our cleaner, which is going to be our Signature Series Orange Degreaser. Now this degreaser is great for multi-purpose cleaning. Use it on interior and exterior surfaces. Depending on what you want to clean, really what's going to determine how much you want to dilute this product to. Now this bottle right here does actually happen to be a concentrated version, so if you did want to dilute this in a separate spray bottle, you can totally do so. If not, you can use it as is for full strength. And then today we're going to be using it with our wheelie flag tip brush, as well as one of our on the details brushes. Now I use these two brushes because, as you guys can see, there's a lot of intricate areas, and then there's a lot of broad surfaces like the engine bay cover, this piece right here, and then we also have a lot of intricate areas like the hoses and all that stuff. So in order to achieve that deep clean, we're going to need different kinds of tools to get that deep clean. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to focus on this front area. So what I'm going to do is grab my Signature Series Orange Degreaser, and I'm just going to simply coat this entire area. And remember guys, this is a degreasing agent, so if you do have any kind of grease, oil, and grime that's, you know, like really stuck on there, this is gonna work out great to break that stuff down. That way you're not there all day scrubbing with the brush. You know, the cleaner is gonna do most of the job, and then we're just gonna simply agitate the surface with our brush. Just kind of help give it that 100%. So right now what we're gonna do is just set this brush to the side. I'm gonna grab my wheelie brush and just add some more cleaner onto the brush itself for added cleaning power. And then we're just simply gonna start scrubbing on the surface. And as you guys can see, a lot of that dirt and grime was knocked off with just the pre-rinse. So this is just gonna make sure that we get any kind of stuff that's really baked on there off. That way we can really achieve that ultimate restoration. Now, one great thing about this brush is that it is flexible. So as you guys can see, as I'm getting to these areas right here that are curved, all I gotta do is just put some pressure down onto the brush and it contours to the surface. So check that out. It makes your life extremely easy. That way you're not having to go very hard with the intricate little brush trying to get into every little crack and crevice. Simply press down on the brush itself and the flag tip bristles will do the rest. All right guys, now that we've finished that front piece, now we're gonna move on to the engine bay cover itself. Now you can remove this to make your job a little bit easier, but in this case of this cover, for some reason it does have a lot more screws and bolts than it should have. So we're just gonna go ahead and make our lives easier and just keep it on there, simply because it is pretty flat, so it's not a really hard surface to clean anyways. But if you do have something that's bigger or even smaller or more intricate, you can remove it to make your life a little bit easier. In this case, we're all done. It's that quick. And then we're also gonna spray all these other plastics right here. Like I mentioned, if you do need to go ahead and use your more intricate brush, you can totally do so, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually do right here on this little center section. So it is a little bit more intricate right there. So I just wanna make sure that we get into all these little cracks and crevices, because that's really the ultimate thing when it comes to detailing. It's the details that matter. Obviously anyone can wipe down an engine bay, but in order to deep clean this, you really wanna make sure you're getting down into the nooks and crannies, because that's really what's gonna set you apart. So as you guys can see right here as well, you also have all these little intricate areas right here, which you normally wouldn't be able to get to if you're just, you know, pressure washing it. In this case, we're using the bristles of the brush. We're putting some pressure down, that way they kind of flex into all those cracks and crevices. And that's really what's gonna make our lives easier and really get that deep clean. Like I mentioned, this cleaner, it does an incredible job at doing the work for you. So the brush is really just kind of, you know, knocking that stuff loose. That way, whenever we go for a rinse, it just comes right off. And then going back to my larger brush, simply because this is more of a larger surface, you can go ahead and alternate between your brushes. That way you're not trying to do the entire engine bay with one small brush. Make the best use out of your brushes and, you know, alternate, figure out whichever one works best for you for each occasion. All right guys, now that we're done rinsing off the surface, all that there's left to do is to dry it. So right now I'm gonna grab some microfiber drying towels, and I'm also gonna grab our ProBlow high-speed professional blower. That way we can blow out all the standing water that's on the surfaces and all the intricate cracks and crevices. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those, dry this baby up, and we'll be right back with you guys once we're done. All right guys, so now that we're done drying off the engine bay, it looks incredible, but yes, I know you guys may be asking, what about the battery? So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull off our microfiber towel that we use to protect it. And now what we're gonna do, instead of dousing it with water and cleaner, all we're gonna do is simply spray our degreaser directly onto a soft microfiber towel here. Set that down, and then we're just gonna go ahead and give it a quick little wipe down. So we can, by doing this, we're gonna avoid, you know, spraying a ton of water onto these very, very sensitive electrical components. And doing so, we're not gonna be wasting a lot of product. We're gonna be utilizing more of the towel itself. That's And all in all, it's just gonna be a much safer route to go with, especially if this is like your first time, if you never cleaned your engine bay and you're worried about, ruining something. This is a great strategy to use. That way you're not causing any kind of issues. All right guys, and now that you're done cleaning your battery and the rest of your engine bay looks incredible, it's clean and it's dry and you're happy with the results, you can either choose to either A, leave it as is and enjoy it how it is, or B, you can add a little bit of extra touch to your engine bay by applying a dressing like VRP. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a bottle of VRP and show you guys how to apply that to your engine bay. All right guys, now we have our bottle of VRP. Now if you guys don't know about VRP, let me tell you. VRP is a water-based dressing that works on both interior and exterior vinyl, rubber, and plastic trim. So that's right, you can apply it on things like your dashboards, door panels, even on tires, exterior trim, and in this case, engine bays. So it's extremely easy to use. All you have to do is grab your bottle of VRP, apply a few drops onto a soft microfiber applicator. I'm gonna apply about 5. I'm gonna set my bottle down and I'm gonna start applying it to the cover of the motor itself. So what you wanna do is first blot it out. And I only do this just to kind of spread the product around, and that way it's not all concentrated in one area. Then I'm simply just gonna go ahead and start applying it left to right. Just like you're applying a wax or a sealant or even a ceramic coating to your paint, just go left, right, up, down, crosshatch motion. That always works out great. That way you always have a nice uniform coat and you don't have a heavy concentration of product on one side and not so much on another. And as you guys can see, this thing definitely adds a ton of depth to the plastic itself. It adds a nice little layer of shine, and not only that, but it also protects the surface. So it is gonna protect it. That way the heat from the motor itself that it generates is not gonna dry out and crack your engine bay plastics. And if you were applying this to an exterior trim, it's gonna help it protect it from those harsh UV rays. That way you protect from drying, cracking, fading, and discoloration. All right guys, and that's how easy it is to apply, shine, and condition and protect your engine bay plastics. So right now what we're gonna do is continue doing the rest, finish it all up, and then show you guys the final results. All right guys, and just like that, we are completely done with the engine bay, clean and detailed. As you guys saw from the beginning of the video, we took this thing from super dirty, grimy and greasy to beautiful and brand new. Some quick little things for you guys to kind of wrap up this detail is after you finish applying dressing, to ensure a fully dry to the touch finish, what I like to do is just kind of give it a final wipe down with just a dry microfiber towel. And this is just to pick up any excess of the product that you may have gone overboard with, and just to make sure that there's no extra clumpiness of the dressing still lingering around. And this is just gonna ensure that it just stays nice and dry to the touch. So if I go ahead and touch it with my hands, it's not greasy whatsoever, and I don't have any kind of dirt or grease on my fingers. So just like that, we are completely done. It looks incredible, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the video right here. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a huge like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and if you guys wanna pick up any of the products that you guys seen in today's video, you can pick them up directly on our website, chemicalguys.com, or at your local detail garage store. And if you guys have any other questions about detailing your engine bay, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and we'll get back to you. As always, my name is Joey. This is Chemical Guys Detail Garage. We'll see you guys next time.